Guys, it's that time. We're going into the extensive wellness section with the one and only Ronald. Good morning, Ronald.
Good morning. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning, Ronald. Top of the morning. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I can imagine. It must be always, like the sun must always be shining in you guys' house.
Well, we have plans to prove it.
Yes, absolutely. We're getting all that sunshine. Absolutely. Well, Ronald, so you've got something powerful for us. Last week, you shared with us, how powerful chives are. Right? Yeah, and, guys, and just a disclaimer here, Ronald, he's been involved in nutrition for a long time, and he's just showing us things that he has researched and that he's presenting to us that are things that is he's just showing us what the components are and what it could do to help us. Yeah. But if you got a doctor, concerning anything, follow your doctor's instructions, right? And Ronald is just sharing us these powerful nuggets in terms of food, natural things, right? Yes, what was that? A picture. Yes, the picture. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm sending it through. Yep. So, Ronald, please endow your wisdom on us today.
Yes, I've got a really unique, powerful subject today. Is to do with the level of antioxidants that you can consume when you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And what happened in the last probably 25 years, we finally, as scientists, started to break through on what they call oxidants and antioxidants, right?
Yeah.
And the best way I can describe it, the best but very, very, very powerful way, if you get an apple, right, and you cut it with a sharp knife, and then you leave it as is for about 20 minutes, it goes brown very quickly, right?
Yeah.
But if you cut the apple and then you squeeze lemon juice or lime juice or even orange juice on the bit you've cut, it will stay white and not go brown for hours. It's quite remarkable, right? Yeah. And that's because the vitamin C in the orange, lime, lemon, whatever, is acting as an antioxidant, right? Yeah. Now, another way you could put it is that if you put a nail outside, it was like a non-galvanized, in other words, a normal, natural nail in iron form, within a year, it'll be desiccated. It'll be almost left to nothing. It'll be just rust. Okay. However, if you put galvanized paint on the nail and you put it next to just an iron nail, the galvanized nail about 5 years later will still be the same. It's amazing. Oh wow! Right? So a normal nail will just rot, will break down. You'll see like a skeleton of the rust. Okay. Within months, it will just happen. And just go on. And just to kind of get people to have a visualize. So we're speaking about oxidation here. So that's oxidation. Yes. So Ronald just gave the example of an apple. You slice it, the air and light gets to it, and it starts to turn brown. That's right. There are, even our body, iron can oxidate, right, when it's exposed to the environment. But also human beings can suffer oxidation, right? When is that right? Yes, and the trouble is today, you can have as many as 50,000 oxidation projects that will attack you. Wow. Like, for example, diesel fumes. Yes. Right? Flying in the air for 10 to 12 hours, day after day. Yes. And you breathe the same air again and again and again. Yeah. Eating a lot of food that is oxidizing fast, like red meat, and not too much of it. Right? But you get the idea. So there's all this, and of course you can, when you're driving a car on a major road where you get a lot of fumes. Yeah. Diesel fumes, petrol fumes. These are all oxidating items, right? So, wow. So it's very, very important that if you don't want to age fast, you've got to eat a lot of antioxidant foods, right? Okay, guys. So, So listeners, I hope you're getting this, right? So, so there are things. Oxidation is a thing. It's something that happens in life, right? There are things in our environment, just as something can rust because of oxidation. There are things that can make us oxidate as well. All right. So those of you who are in like countryside, like Leicester, Leeds, and you got more green trees, your air is better than what we've got here in London. All right. Those of you, absolutely correct. Yeah. And you know what's fascinating what you just said I remember talking to a very, very erudite, what I call erudite wisdom man. He said to me, if you're sick, the first place you should go to is the beach.
Okay.
Because like 1 kilometre from the sea, you've got this massive amount of antioxidant fumes that come up from the sea.
Okay.
Like the salt vapor, right?
Yes.
Within 1 kilometre, if you walk in the water, it's even better. That's why you stay for 1 month on a year, say, in the sea. You'll feel fantastic at the end of a week or 2 weeks because you're you're imbibing antioxidant activity from the sea every day, right?
I can see how that works.
The next best thing, if you can't get the sea, go to the mountains. Go and breathe, especially go to somewhere like Cornwall or in the Pyrenees and where the mountains and there's just grass and meadows and you see wild goats. That's the next best thing.
Okay.
The last place you want to be is living in a city. I mean, I'm talking about the central part of the city, and you can easily expand that because you put a white shirt on and you go to London or any major city for that matter, and that evening you come back, you notice this brown ring around your colour. And where's that come from? It's the pollution.
That's right.
And from trams, from trains, from buses, you get it?
Sorry to cut you, Ronald. This is really interesting because many times we always think about the food that we eat and ingest to be mindful of that, right? But sometimes we don't think of the conditions that I'm physically in, right?
Yes.
We know that if you was to take a mask and put poison in your face or car fumes and inhale it, it's not good for us, and we'll see some really dramatic results. But if we start thinking about it now on a daily basis, especially living in a city with all kinds of things in the air, we don't think that I need to take a break just to give my body a chance to recover from all of that as well. We don't think, we just live in it.
Exactly. And you've got to use your intelligence. What never ceased to amaze me, is that we were going to Tower Hill to function on Monday night, and so as we're walking towards the room where we're supposed to go to, I counted about 60 runners, like men and female, men and women, 60 runners running in peak traffic. I mean, peak traffic. The cars are bumper to bumper, buses bumper to bumper, and these people are running. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do is running or jogging in that sort of environment because you bring even more oxidation into your lungs. Yeah. And they're probably thinking, oh, look at me, I'm fit. Well, you should be just walking only, walking fast and walking only. When you run like that or you jog, you're creating even more oxidation activity inside your body.
Yes.
Now, if you're going to jog and run, go and walk in the park. Go in the park. Go in the beach.
Don't do that to yourself, man. You're doing the right thing, but you could do it in a better way.
That's right. Now, so I'm going to give you a fantastic tip today.
Okay.
We're going to talk about like a type of berry, because you've got strawberries, you've got mulberries, you've got cranberries, and these are all called berries, right? Now, this one's called raspberries. R-A-S-P.
Raspberries.
Right?
Yes, I love raspberries.
Yeah, they look a bit like a strawberry, but they're not. They're the same family. Right? Now, they have the same similar structure. But now, word of warning. I've compared for the last 5 years, I've compared raspberries bought in supermarkets, even well-known supermarkets. And almost invariably, they're just like, they don't have any taste. It's like not even sweet, right? And then within that 1 or 2 days of bringing them home, they're already like wet and going to waste, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Okay. So what I did I took a major decision about some 6 years ago. I bought a raspberry cane. Very interesting story. Raspberry cane for £16, right?
Okay.
£16. So it's quite a lot of money for a plant like that. But I've got it. I've now got close to 60. They become like bamboo.
Yeah.
Amazing. So it goes down to the ground, opens up, comes up again. I'm about 60, so I've got about nearly 1,000 pounds worth of plants in about 6 years.
You know, Ronald,
Okay.
this is interesting, Ronald, because listeners, have you experienced this? Obviously, I know that those of you who are listening who are on the continent of Africa, New Zealand, and all these other places, so you got it good, right? But even in London, like in my garden, raspberries grow so easily.
Yes.
And they just shoot and spread all over the place, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But we ignore it. We don't pay attention to it.
Exactly. And what would you want to pay £3 for about 20 raspberries in a punnet?
Like,
in a supermarket?
Literally. And then those in Wolverhampton, like Jade and all the rest of the crew and Newcastle, I mean, oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, let me give you a quick rundown of the time about how good. Now, I'm talking about fresh raspberries. This is very important. I'm not talking about raspberries you buy from a shop.
Okay. So that one we're putting aside. The shop one, you stay over there in the corner. We're not dealing with you. We're dealing with the fresh ones here.
Fresh ones, you know, and look, it is so easy to grow. You could grow it in a pot.
Yeah.
You could grow it in a about say maybe 4 or 5 square feet.
Wow.
Right. But it's really worth to dedicate a part of your garden to raspberries, because I'm going to give you when you eat fresh food straight from your garden. Now I get great delight when I see Petrina go into the garden when there's raspberries are prevalent about say 2 or 3 weeks time, and she'll sit for half an hour. She'll just pick raspberries and eat fresh raspberries straight off the vine.
Absolutely.
Straight off the vine.
My kids, Ezekiel and Kaya, they love doing that. We send them, go and get the raspberries. It's a great activity, and they're just like, boop, boop, and they love it.
Exactly. So when you plant your own, you've got the luxury of walking out to your part when raspberries come along, and you just pick them off straight up. You don't even have to wash them. They're clean, you know, especially in a non-polluted environment, right? But here's the benefits. When you have fresh raspberries, and I do stress fresh raspberries, the number one thing is they're good in they're rich in what I call ellagic acid, right? Now, ellagic acid is displayed the ability to prevent various cancers, right? Only yesterday I was talking to one of my neighbours, and he had this look on his face. He said, I just lost one of my best mates, 56 years old with cancer. 56 years old. That's quite young, right? So now, when you're talking various cancers, we're talking cancers of the skin, lung, bladder, breast, and esophagus, right? So ellagic acid has been found to utilise various cancer-fighting methods at once, right? So ellagic acid acts as an antioxidant, deactivates specific carcinogens. Carcinogens are items that cause cancer, and slows down the reproduction of certain cancer cells, right? Now, so what actually happens, that's one lot. Okay, the second thing it does is that when you look at cardiovascular health, because it is such a rich source of vitamin C, very, very rich in vitamin C, you can taste it when you're eating it. So it's very, very good for cardiovascular health, which is, again, is very important. How many people do you know in some part of your family or other nearby? They've got heart problems. They've got stents in the cardiovascular system. They've got all kinds of heart palpitations, and so this is raspberry is the number one food for the amount of cardiovascular benefits you can get. Right now, guess what else? One of my favourite comments. Berries, I'm talking raspberries, is very rich in fibre. Now, 1 cup, right, just 1 cup, I'm talking teacup, contains 8 grams of fibre.
Wow. And you said that we need 26 grams, isn't it?
No, we need 38.
38 grams. Wow, so that's 8 grams. Wow.
Yeah, 8 grams. So you can get away with 32 grams, but 38 is a magic figure, right? Yeah. Now, get this now. 1 apple, I mentioned before, 1 apple contains 4 grams of fibre.
That's right.
Pretty good already. 4. Raspberries, 1 cup, like small cup, 8 grams.
Brilliant.
Right? 8 grams. Yeah.
And we need we need the fibre to keep our digestional tract moving well, right? So we're not bunged up, constipated on the toilet, because that's a bad sign that we need cleaning internally.
You need cleaning at least once a day, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen so many cases we've given them raspberries, and within 1 day of taking the raspberry, they're going to the toilet every day. Every day they're going in.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So you need to be going to the toilet every day, folks.
Well, if you get 2 cups of raspberries, that gives you 16 grams.
Ooh.
And that's a long way towards 38. You know, it's halfway already.
Yeah, Jade just says, yes, I'm growing tomatoes and basil and sweet peppers. Would love some raspberries.
Yes,
and
it's easy to get. Now, so other thing, by the way, this is very important. 0.2 milligrams, right? Not much. 0.2 milligrams, which is like one milliliter is 1,000, right? Well, anthocyanins, which is part of the raspberries, that's another antioxidant. It reduces the risk of heart disease in post-menopausal women. These compounds play a pivotal role in reducing oxidative damage and inflammation related to cardiovascular disease.
Amazing.
In fact, raspberries contain other bioactive polyphenols that help reduce the risk of heart disease.
We love polyphenols.
So blood vessels, platelets that designed to result in a healthy heart benefit enormously from 1 cup of raspberry daily. Right?
Brilliant.
And you know what's amazing too with raspberries? This is very interesting. We are about to get a big flush of raspberries about now, right? And that's because we're finishing summer.
Yes.
Interesting. We're finishing summer.
Yeah.
So God, nature, whatever you want to call it, is giving us raspberries, getting us prepared for summer, for autumn and winter.
Yes.
Right? It is amazing how the plant will come along just when you need it for that season.
It's true.
Right? So, because you see summer is warm, it's nice, most people are healthy, up to a point, right? But autumn, you start to see cool, you start to get colds, you start to get, a bit of hay fever, maybe to remnant of the summer.
I get
but
it.
you certainly will get colds more regular, right?
And
so when you start eating raspberries during season, you get that benefit.
The vitamin C. So the vitamin C is like it's preparing you for those cold months that are going to come up.
Correct.
Wow.
And in winter, and the funny thing is that our trees here, our bushes, we call it bushes, they're still being raspberry almost 1 month in the winter.
Yeah.
1 month.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So they'll give us raspberries from now. It start of summer, with probably now, about 1 week from now. They'll give us raspberries all the way through, and up to 1 month into winter.
Absolutely amazing.
So the idea is to gorge yourself with raspberries.
I'm telling you.
About 4 months.
I am not going to look at raspberries the same way again, Ronald, after this. And just to say to everyone, like, obviously, Ronald has showed us raspberries. I mean, raspberries are such a common thing, right? And he's shared with us benefits of raspberries that we never probably considered before. Now, obviously, if you've got certain challenges that are coming up, follow your doctor's instructions. But what we're learning today is that, something that you can put in your favor is just eat some raspberries as well, Yeah.
Another fascinating fact I've seen, when people get older, like say from 60 onwards, especially with certain women and certain races, one of the phenomena that occurs is the skin on the outside becomes what they call creepy skin, right? Where the skin just loses elasticity, elasticity, and they look a lot older than they really are.
Okay.
And that can happen from about 50 years of age onwards, right? And that is because of lack of vitamin C.
Okay.
Because vitamin C, it makes collagen, and collagen, I know this for years and years of practice and study.
Yeah.
Collagen is a cement between the cells, right?
Okay.
So, and understand this, you've got 75 trillion cells in the body, 75 trillion, and they all need this glue. What they call collagen is glue to keep them all together, right? So if you want really good skin in the part of your body, you take a lot of vitamin C, like in raspberries, and what that does, it keeps the collagen like strong and between the cells, and your cells therefore don't age.
Brilliant.
See,
and usually we want to go and get all this expensive makeup and stuff, but you know what? Just eat things like raspberries. Do take care of ourselves from the inside out. Inside out.
Well, very good point you raised here. I've been in Oxford Street and I've just observed women buying 400, 500, 600 pounds a month on foundation and lipstick and God knows what else. Now, get this now. If they bought a raspberry bush for £16, right, and they grew it to 10 bushes, right, they would do that for about, say, £30.
Absolutely.
£30.
Absolutely.
And that's free. That's free vitamin C. You don't need foundation anymore.
Amazing.
Right? How much money would you save?
Absolutely.
How much money?
And it's the natural stuff.
Good.
All right, guys. Yeah. Ronald, I have to stop you there because you've literally turned my head around about raspberries now. I think I'm going to start a raspberry brigade. So we're going to go around populating the world with raspberries and protecting them. Literally. But guys, look, that's it. You've heard it. We're at the end of the show now, but I'm sure you're going to treat your raspberry bush different when you see it next time. And you're probably going to nip one from outside and plant it in a plant pot because those things grow so easily. In terms of the vitamins, in terms of the fiber, in terms of what it can do for our skin, the minerals, oxidation. We're in a place where we've got a lot of oxidation. You know, raspberries it will help our bodies to create a good balance. Ronald, you've done it again.
I'll just give one final tip if I may. I always encourage people, even if they live in a flat or a small apartment, just get yourself like a pot about maybe say 2 feet wide all around, right? Put some good compost in there. I use Jack's Magic, for example. Put some good compost in there. Put 1 or 2 raspberry canes, right? Canes in it, and then give it a good water every third day, and put some minerals into it, like vitamin minerals, and then that will give you raspberries. That will fruit. That will fruit for about 3 or 4 months.
Wow!
Right in a pot.
Amazing.
But ideally, 5 square feet, that will give you about 25 plants.
All right.
25.
Wow.
Our raspberry bush, to finish off, our raspberry bush is about probably 8 square feet. Okay. 8 square feet. So we're almost 1/3 of that particular patch is just raspberries only.
Wow.
And that's because it's so fruitful, right? Yeah. And I'm watching the bees at the moment where the bees are buzzing around all the pollen, young flowers.
Wow.
That's telling me that the raspberries are really becoming rich with pollen as well.
Beautiful. Everybody wins with raspberries. Everybody wins. Well, Ronald, thank you so much for that today. It's done. You've done it again, Ronald. Yeah. There's going to be, I know there's going to be a shortage of raspberries in the little nature reserves. Not in the shops, but in the nature reserves. It's done. Everyone's going to get them, like, they go, give me that. And they're going to put it in a plant pot and do something with it. Absolutely. Julie says, I love raspberries. And now, you know what? I'm going to love raspberries too for now. All right. Ronald, thank you so much. And also, guys, if you want to hear more from Ronald and to develop more the subject of raspberries and also more tips on what you have in your local grocery store that you can grow in your garden, literally connect to them. Planet Wellness, Petrina already put it in the live chat, and you can check them out 1:30 this afternoon UK time. It's on Facebook. Ain't that right?
Yes, we'll actually be showing pictures of our raspberry patch.
Ooh, that looks fun. I love looking at you guys. I love you guys' videos because I love seeing what you guys got growing in there. It's just so fun. And it's always sunny. I mean, like, Jade says we need pictures. Absolutely. We'll take some, well, you'll see pictures at 1:30, but I'll see also we can probably show some pictures of their garden next week, Wednesday. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, Ronald Petrina. You are awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a powerful and robust day, both of you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Healthy, everyone.